and just goes off on his little tangent, and they all kind of focus on that instead of what the other guy said. And then Tyler, oh, sorry, what'd you say?
You know, Tim loves those guys. Absolutely. Loves
Does he?
Oh yeah, people because
Because he's old.
they hate Republicans.
Yeah.
Tim.
They
gets
love
off on
saying
that,
it.
and they
But even though their crew is not very diverse, they sure like talking about how they love diversity.
yeah. They're big proponents of diversity as long as it's not them.
Yeah, it's like, well, we haven't found the right black guy. And that one, like, there's like a Nick guy that apparently he's like a comedian, like a professional one, and he has all these shows. I've been kind of curious, like, kind of want to go to one of his shows and just see what that's about.
You
Yeah,
probably just YouTube it.
it's true. I don't actually know his full name though.
You can find it on the internet.
It's true.
I haven't listened in years. I'm posting this up to the website.
But I'm listening to us talk, so
Is it on here?
yeah, it's beautiful. Like I'm listening to myself talk. I'm like, yeah, I could make a better podcast by myself than Todd and Tyler in the morning.
Without all of the money.
Yeah.
Without the fandom.
And because they're on the radio, they get away with like playing music on there too, which is incredible. But I guess it's because it's not for profit, right? Because radio is not for profit.
I don't know.
I don't know how radio works.
But I'm totally down for like creating a segment where we just shit on anybody locally. Anybody who does podcasts, anybody who does radio, and then we just talk about how terrible they are and how much better we are.
We're just out for clout. That's
we're bitter because they get paid and we don't. We get
Good.
paid a little bit.
Any publicity is good publicity, is what they say. As long as somebody finds us, hey, did you hear about these guys talking shit? Listen, go listen to them.
I do have a confession. Speaking of money, I have personally spent some of the podcast money. I apologize.
Personally,
It was an accident. Yeah. So there's like this graphic design program that I use.
okay.
And I did the free trial for the like premium of it. And I was like, yeah, do my PayPal, but my PayPal's hooked up to the podcast account, so I actually spent $20 for my book
How
cover.
dare you?
For my book cover. I go, I'll pay it back someday. The guys don't have to know about it.
Admits to it.
Yeah.
Just too good-hearted.
So, it's been weighing heavily on my chest, so I had to just get it out there. So,
Feel better now?
much better.
Okay.
And also, I think it would be good for you to know that I'll probably never pay it back.
Yeah.
I'll have the intention
Yeah.
of paying it back.
And then, as you can tell, I'm very upset about it. So, just want you to
It's
know.
$20 that
Yeah.
you would never have seen anyway, but
I'm not mad. Just disappointed. You're unaffected by that a bit at this point now.
if you're disappointment.
Yeah. Of just anybody's. People just telling you, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. You're like, cool.
Who isn't?
Yeah.
Who's not disappointed?
Yeah, take a number. Call you when your numbers
you
up.
guys are all in the DMV of being disappointed in me. You're at the back. Your number is 326. We'll call you when it's your turn. So, welcome to my life, dude. Tim must drive so slow.
I don't get it because he has like the little zippy Honda Civic, 5-speed. There's just 6-speed. I don't know.
The Chevy Malibu.
The Chevy.
V8
I think it's an
Malibu.
Impala.
It is an Impala.
It's an Impala
But
SS.
I always say Malibu because
Oh.
he always has to correct it. It's an Impala. Oh, whoa, it was? I thought it was a Malibu. I didn't know there was a difference.
Same frame, I think they're on. Anyways.
So yeah, if you're... Nope, nobody's joining us live yet. Joining us live. You have to wait a few minutes for Tim to get here.
So you could enjoy the OGs for a little bit.
Yeah, we should make Tim our official news guy where he just... We should even we should buy a third camera.
We're setting him up for failure.
And just put him in the corner. And we only pan to him.
So literally okay. I was about to say, it's like literally just what his role was before, just sitting in the corner and
yes.
yelling.
But except for we shouldn't even put him on video. He should just be able to read in with whatever stories he wants, and then I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about.
Perfect.
And then cut his mic off so he can't defend himself or argue. Poor Tim.
We'll keep him outside the door too, so that way we can close it.
Well, no, we'll just put him in the closet.
There you go.
So weird.
Now I'm in the closet. Now I'm in the closet too.
See, this is why Todd and Tyler are more successful because they don't quote South Park constantly.
No, instead they quote Family Guy.
Do they actually?
Oh, all the
I
time.
haven't
They
listened I
they
haven't
just play
listened in
sound
years.
bites of Family Guy all the time.
Is that legal?
Again, they're on the radio. I don't know what the legality is there, but they literally just play sound bites of Family Guy all the time. It's always the, oh my God, who the hell cares? I can't do a Peter Griffin, but that's what they do. And then Tyler just Family Guy.
Hold on, so do you hate listening to these guys?
I don't know. It's literally the only thing that I can listen to because otherwise it's that or commercials, which even most of the time you're listening to commercials
Bob and
anyways.
Tom used to not be bad. I haven't listened to that in years.
I loved listening to Tim and the Animal on the Blaze. That was a really good morning
Is that still
radio
on?
show. No, Tim left the Blaze a long time ago.
to join the Garage Talk podcast.
I wish. I don't know where he went. He might be dead for all I know. But Animal's still at the Blaze, but he's like in the afternoons now. But yeah, they were really fun to listen to. I like those guys. But yeah, Todd and Tyler's. I don't know. I don't know what my opinion is.
Do you think it's your old person bias is what's causing this?
Possibly. I'm just like, and they're just like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, it bothers me because I know how much this podcast means to you and how badly you want it to be successful. And for them to be so successful with as much or less effort than we put in, which isn't very much, but we still deserve better than those guys.
That's true. Well, I can't. I'm glad that Tim's here now because he'll defend him to the death. We're talking shit about Todd and Tyler. Oh. Don't defend him yet. You're on the mic, so get on the mic first.
I'll state my case again then for Tim is that I just don't see like the only reason why they're as successful as they are. So here's the what's the debate
The spark
word?
notes.
No, the word in like debate where like the topic like what I'm
Rebuttal?
well you'll be on the rebuttal.
The attack.
Yeah, sure.
You're
I'm
asking
the
the wrong
plaintiff.
Yeah, there.
But the only reason why Todd and Tyler is so successful is because they've been on the radio for as long as they have. Like if they were, because they're literally no better than
like
we are.
if they would have started in
Yeah.
post 2008 2010,
Mm-hmm.
nobody would have given them time of day.
Yeah, they'd just
'Cause
be
there's
another.
There's
they
so
just
much content now available that
yeah, they'd just be another local radio show in Nebraska and not a nationwide thing.
they might not even be locally.
They'd just be Omaha.
Just on
Yeah, like at a
They wouldn't even span.
5 block radius.
I mean, I
just don't-
agree, I guess.
Oh.
I don't know.
I think you're a big Todd and Tyler fan.
I am, but I mean, I don't. I mean, yeah, they just been around a long time, and they've been on that station forever. A part of they're like the people to talk to, the comedians that come into town
Tim, can
for
you
Omaha.
shift this way a little bit.
What?
Shift like
Towards
your
the
body
camera.
Towards the camera. Thank you. No, like your chair. Scoot the back, ass out.
Jesus Christ! No, YouTube.
Sorry, I want you to look nice
apparently,
on YouTube.
Apparently, we're doing blocking now with YouTube. Ugh. Okay.
There, I'm
better-
sorry.
better
I'm sorry I
direct-
asked you to scoot over a few inches.
Better director.
This is why we fail. Because Tim's not willing to put in the dirty work.
We were talking about sticking you in the closet, and you just read us headlines like Craig.
Yeah, like
from
you're just
Tyler.
you're gonna become Craig if you give me more attitude. We're
'Cause
just
I
gonna
was-
put you in the closet, and your little XLR cable is just gonna come out from the bottom, and we can only hear you.
But it's literally,
And we have access to just turn your mic off whenever we want.
and I was saying to Tyler, I was like, and Tyler literally on the show
Uh-huh.
just takes over every
Yeah,
conversation
not me.
too.
Not me.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
in this show,
Uh-huh. No, Tyler is definitely the worst one on that show.
which is weird
sure.
because he talks like 75% of the time.
Yeah. He's
People love
the
it. Apparently, I guess.
he's
I
the
don't
least
know.
funny one.
I don't get it.
I don't know. Todd barely talks. I think Craig's the best part of it, actually. So
Craig
I-
is
I-
funny.
I like that. I would
And
be
he's
down for it.
he's a baseball announcer too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the PA announcer for the Storm Chasers.
Mm.
So yeah,
But it just bothers me because, and Tyler, he trying to make fun of me because I made a a South Park quote.
Yeah, well, because earlier he said something, and I'm like, well, that's why they're famous and we're not, because you guys sit here and constantly quote South Park, but I guess they
quote shit all the time.
They literally have sound bites.
They have
Family Guy.
They have
Yeah.
soundboards for everything.
Yeah.
Running jokes.
How can they're
Inside jokes?
They're a nationally
Inside jokes.
syndicated radio show. How do they make more money than us? What are we doing wrong?
Because they started.
It's
in-
probably my
Yeah,
fault.
they started in the heyday of
Yeah.
radio, and they are better than Bob and Tom. And that's why they're on more radio
Ooh,
stations.
now shots fired at you.
Well, no, I haven't listened to Bob and Tom in years.
Right.
I always thought they were good though.
Yeah, well, it was the only thing that was on in my central Nebraska area. We didn't have Todd and Tyler back then, so it was always Bob and Tom, and they always had the comedians on there, and that was just really corny
Well, maybe
comedy.
maybe you'll agree with me on this. Tim and the Animal on the Blaze was like the best morning radio show.
No,
Really?
no,
Wow,
I think
I thought he would
I
be
Who
think-
listens to talk?
think the
in
animal
the,
is
hold on,
fucking
in the
annoying,
age of
but-
podcasts, who listens to talk radio?
I wish I didn't have to, but unfortunately, I drive around. I can't have headphones in, and I can't.
Who says you can't have headphones in?
Cisco.
What,
I
they have
don't-
cameras in your truck?
Yes, correct.
Can we be talking about this on the podcast?
I don't know.
Don't you have a union to fight against?
No, we don't.
Well,
But,
it's
I
not.
mean-
It's not a good idea
but I'm
to
also
drive
a-
around with headphones on.
But I'm also a vindictive
unsafe.
asshole, and I would fight anything they tried to do to me. So
I only I don't drive without headphones. At my place of business, we're not gonna make beer because I could get in trouble.
because your
for-
union sucks.
Yeah, because they might as well
Well,
be no union.
They know people do that, but
Tim,
it's still not a good idea
Why?
because it's unsafe.
Tim, I'm the safest. How many accidents have you been in? How many accidents have I been in?
Oh.
There's your safety.
First of all, fuck you. And
Too soon? Was that too
and-
soon? I apologize.
No,
I didn't mean to make it personal.
No,
I was just defending myself.
but it's unsafe because if your headphones are in and both your, I mean, even with one in,
I can't. I will say that's fair. I almost hit a fire truck the other day.
yeah, because
With the sirens
you
on.
can't hear
No.
what's around you. It's that's why it's unsafe, and I don't
only
feel
have one
comfortable
earbud
doing
in,
it.
so my left ear is always listening.
Yeah,
to
but
my outside.
Maybe you
It's
need to switch
still-
to the right
maybe
ear.
The left, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you need to
Still,
switch to
it's
the
like-
right
My
ear.
right ear
listening.
is my better ear, so maybe I should use that for driving. No, what happened?
But it's just like eyesight. If you close one eye, you lose perception, and you lose sound perception. If
Don't
you
tell
have
me I
one
don't my
ear
life, Tim.
closed.
But so this is
Saying
actually a true
it's
story.
unsafe.
So I was in a turn lane. I was turning left, and I heard the sirens. And I'm like looking around because I have my headphone in, so I'm like looking around trying to figure out it's coming from behind me. So like I'm already scooted up into the intersection turning left, and I'm just stopped, so he could do whatever his business. And it was one of those. It wasn't an actual fire truck. It was like a
Fire marshal.
Silverado. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I was in the turn lane. There's a middle lane, and then there's a right turn lane. And he's going around, and there's nobody next to me in the middle lane, and he's in the far right turn lane. And I'm in a van with very limited vision. I only have my two windows, and I can't see anything behind me. And so he's in the far right lane on the turn right lane. So he goes past. I'm like, cool. So like I start to turn left, but then I look up, and he's turning left. He took a wide turn, and I swear to God, dude, if this guy wasn't at work, he probably would have tried to fight me. Nobody has ever glared at me that hard before in my life, and I'm like, hey, sorry. Also, what the fuck are you doing in the right turn lane if you're gonna be turning left?
Well,
I've been sitting here for 30 seconds waiting for you to go around, and you still haven't done it yet. So don't get mad at me, bud.
It's all because of those headphones.
It was all the headphones.
The headphones, dude.
Back to my point, it was all the headphones. And Tim's right. If I did have my headphones in, I would have heard that he wasn't turning right.
Not even
The sound
headphones,
was coming
headphone.
closer. Headphone. If I didn't have my one AirPod in, I would have heard that he was coming
AirPod,
towards me.
damn. You do make that money.
Shout out producer Ron again. Everything I have in life is just gifted to me from producer Ron.
sugar daddy.
Hell yeah.
Which is surprised that he does that after, he knows what I do to his daughter.
Nice. Nice. Do you ever think about that, guys? Like, because
What?
we were all born, like, obviously we had to be conceived,
Yeah.
and just like, it probably wasn't, tender loving.
No, I prefer not to think about it. Anybody that thinks about that
Yeah, is that
is a
something you normally think about,
weirdo.
Vince?
Because, like, when I have sex, it's usually not.
Consensual?
It's always consensual, okay? you bastard. But it's never. It's not for the faint of heart. That's for sure.
Okay.
And
Alright.
apparently a lot of kinks are genetic.
Really, is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. What are your kinks, Tim? Face is getting over it.
Tender, loving,
I love this because
missionary only.
everyone tuned into this.
No breaking eye contact.
Everybody tuned into this.
Very intimate, Tim.
Listen to the Batman review, and we're talking about our parents having aggressive sex. Welcome to the Garage Talk podcast. That's
Wonder if Batman thinks about that.
if you didn't like that first 5 minutes, maybe just turn it off now.
No, it's gonna get so much better
It
because
will
now
get-
we're gonna talk about the Batman.
But we probably
favorite
will,
thing.
we will circle back to this probably. If
It
I had to
happens
guess.
every time.
It happens every
No.
time, no matter what we do. So my name is, as always, my name is Tyler Warner. Of the Garage Talk podcast with me is Vince Wheatley. Get right here. Hold on, we're gonna cut out here real quick. Some beers. Oh, and Garage Band already crashed.
Oh my god.
Every single time.
We really. Volume is full. What the fuck does that mean?
Volume is full.
We overloaded it. It was sick of hearing it. Of
Interesting. Well, let's. If you're back on the YouTube, hang with us.
Tim, I thought you were supposed to be a very sex positive guy, but you don't like
am.
talking about it.
I mean, I'm not a kiss and teller, I guess. I don't know.
It's not polite to kiss and tell, man.
It's
Now,
private. It's private.
It's not polite to kiss and tell, but have you guys ever had a woman play special attentions to your buttholes?
No.
It's literally only.
I don't put my mouth where I wouldn't, or I don't let anybody put their mouth where I wouldn't, I guess.
Well, apparently
Hey, it's actually it's a good thing this thing
there's an
cut out.
erogenous zone up there.
This was a memory thing, so I'm glad it cut out now and not deleted everything after we recorded the whole episode. So we're gonna get ahead of this baby.
All right.
Yeah, make sure you save the Batman recordings that we made earlier.
That's
are
already
safe.
saved.
Okay,
That's
they're
already
safe.
saved.
I just want to make sure they're safe.
I think it just tastes weird after the Pepsi.
I was about to sock him if he says anything bad about that beer.
Well, it's not Miller High Life.
It's true. There's a lot of flavor happening. I don't like that.
Oh, that's good.
Piss me.
I'm gonna talk. Well, we're still on YouTube, right? Okay. Well, I want to talk about how apparently movie theater etiquette has gone sharply downhill since the beginning.
This is
of the
something you
pandemic.
should talk about on the actual podcast.
Okay. Well, then I'll save it then. But because I was getting angry.
Oh, me too, man.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I
me.
saw it last night. Yeah,
Really?
that was-
Everybody was good at mine. We'll
Well-
get into this.
we'll get into it. Until then, for the
I'll
YouTube
keep this
for the
anger-
YouTube audience, yeah, there's an
Yeah.
erogenous zone up there, and it feels good. Okay, it feels
Okay,
good.
Vince.
That was like Letterkenny reference. I haven't actually had anything up my butthole. Thank you.
This is crazy.
That's not homophobic. Just don't prefer it.
Yeah. Tried it. Not for me.
Oh
Yeah.
hell yeah, Tim! Hey, I wouldn't expect you to be an experimental guy. Like you said, I just
mean-
thought you were just the missionary.
It was, yeah. No, you hear about it, and it's like,
I might gotta try it.
hey, yeah,
Hell yeah!
yeah. There's a button up there, but it's
Couldn't find it. It's a really tiny button. I was starting to think that the whole clitoris lie, the clitoris propaganda is just like the prostate propaganda.
Well, I mean that's pretty easy to find. It's the G spot. That's the one that's.
Penis has to be like a certain shape to get.
Yeah, but I'm good with the G spot. It's the only thing I'm good at.
Damn. Okay, Tyler.
All right.
Leftward
This is
sloping
start-
penis
this
over here.
It's just turned into men's Cosmo. over here.
I could go in that direction with this podcast.
Top 5 ways to
Dude,
please your man.
Tell you what. How about this? While we wait for Tyler to fix that, I'm gonna go to Reddit.
Oh dear
Yeah,
God.
really sorry about this, guys. This is very strange.
It's never happened to me before.
Also, things are really kind of slow, too.
There's a
with
pill
the
for that, you know.
stream.
The hell is that?
That's me deleting stuff.
Oh.
But it's like, what the fuck, dude? You can't tell me it's the only large file. This is out of control.
There we go. Okay, now I am on the r sex subreddit because
Is that a
It's-
real thing?
oh yeah, dude, I followed it since I found Reddit in 2011.
It's been your Cosmo.
Kind of, it's just I don't know. There's some interesting shit on here, and then there's just really funny shit too. Oh, here we go. This should be a good one, right? The title is just "What's My Fetish Called?" I'm a male in my 40s. I really get aroused from the look on a female's face when the pleasure hits her from initial penetration. What's that called?
Is that normal? Is
Yeah,
that
I mean, who?
I don't
Is
think
there
it's a
anybody?
fetish.
Is there anybody that's like? I mean, yeah. Who wouldn't like that? I guess it's. I don't think that's
Interesting.
really a fetish.
Yeah, one of the first people to comment is just like, wouldn't call it a kink. You're just a caring lover. Thanks. Why are you thanking this man? Did he penetrate you?
Wait, is that still a comment or is this?
That
your
was just a comment.
commentary
Yeah,
on
no,
it?
that was yeah.
These comments get out of control quick.
Vince, we need your computer ASAP.
I would don't get carried away with that talk because, like I said, I'm gonna have to wipe everything on there. So.
No, leave it. So then I have.
Do you ever come so hard that all you can do after is laugh?
Reddit's such a strange place.
Yeah. What the hell?
Do you guys have fetishes?
Just the butt stuff, man. That's all me.
Is that considered a fetish?
It's definitely more normalized now.
What is fetish? Like fetish makes it
Just
seem
something
like it's kind of,
taboo.
like, creepy and.
Or yeah, it's like something that I think, and maybe this isn't the dictionary definition, but it feels like it's something that isn't taboo. Like when you're not sexually attracted to a sex organ or like something
Yeah.
specific to like reproductive things.
Yeah, they're really nothing out of the ordinary, I guess. I'm pretty vanilla in that area, I guess. But
I've told you guys my fetish, right?
Tom Hardy?
Besides that,
No.
I must not have.
No.
I'm a big fan of smooth armpits.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's a fetish though.
Yeah.
I just appreciate it.
Hmm.
It's attractive to me.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
See,
See, that's
bo-
is that
body.
weird?
I guess.
Feels a
I
little
guess
weird.
in that aspect, I don't give a shit about body hair. But that's really never been a.
You don't?
Yeah.
Oh,
it wouldn't be a.
I
deal,
straight
it wouldn't
up
be a
told my
deal
wife
breaker.
too. If
It
your
wouldn't be a
armpit hairs get
deal
past a
breaker.
certain length, like we're done.
Yeah.
Like get the divorce papers out.
Body hair, fine. Facial hair, that might get a little. That I probably couldn't deal with. But yeah, that's usually a very self-policing.
Also,
thing.
I feel like most of the posts on here honestly just feel like people trying to humbly brag.
Yeah, it's a bunch of 18-year-olds trying to.
That happened.
Well, apparently not 18 because the last guy was 40.
Yeah.
Well, he
but-
says he
or-
was 40.
It's just like guy's like, hey, I need some more advice on having a lot of sex in one day. You're like, fuck you. Yeah, here's some advice. Go fuck yourself.
Mhm.
That'll help you.
I don't know. I'm glad that there wasn't Reddit when I was like 14. Probably would have ruined me for life. Probably already has, even when I found it at like 18 or whenever it was founded. Oh,
You guys like feet? Isn't that a fetish?
Yeah, one of my friends from Jiffy Lube.
Do you want to name him?
I mean, he has a very like just common. It's literally like
John
two,
Smith.
pretty much. Like that's right up on par with John Smith, though. But we'll just call him John Smith. But
There
yeah,
you
he asked me one day. He's like,
Vince, can I see your feet?
I don't think he'd like my feet, especially right now, man. My feet are beat up now. But yeah, he said he was really into feet. And I was like, hey man, everybody's into their thing. I like putting my tongue where poop comes out, so I can't really talk shit. Literally.
Why do you have to say
Yeah.
that, dude?
Because I understand where like where people get they don't get it. I understand that.
Well, they don't
Point
get
of
it
view.
because you say it like that.
Well, how else am I supposed to say it? Tell me how I'm supposed to say it, Tyler.
Tongue
I
punch and
know.
fart. Tongue punch and fart boxes.
It's even worse.
Exactly. See, there's no good way to say it. I just like
No,
I like
nobody
butts.
is going to watch this Batman review on YouTube at least.
Well,
after
I'm
all
really
this,
have
that's
to-
for sure.
I'm really going to have to chop this YouTube video down.
After, you're gonna edit the live.
Come on.
I don't even remember what I was talking about. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's really derailed.
Yeah, I think you were just introducing us.
Yeah,
And of course Tim
You-
had to get up and ruin everything.
As always.
yeah, that's what did it.
Don't crash again. It crashed when I hit record. Oh no. With me as always is Vince Wheatley
That's me.
and Tim Vogler.
That's me. I can't.
You should, that's also me, is what you meant to
Also
say.
me.
So today we are doing a very exclusive special movie review podcast. We are reviewing the Batman 2022, directed by Matt Reeves, starring Robert Pattinson.
that your cousin?
And Zoe Kravitz. Yes, my cousin's name is Matt Reeves. I don't think he what's the word? He doesn't utilize that enough. He doesn't bank
Okay.
on that comparison. Like he's like, yeah, I'm Matt Reeves. Like, oh, do you make Batman? No, yeah, I'm Matt Reeves.
Hell yeah.
Like, just roll with it. Don't. So, we ironically enough, I've had the most time to sit and think about this. I watched it Thursday at 3 p.m. when it was released. Vince saw it Saturday night, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Where'd you see that?
The Grand.
The ultra screen.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it was ultra screen, but it was just one of them.
It's the only one that they have. You didn't go to the ultra screen?
I don't think so. I don't know. I didn't buy the ticket, so
Was it theater number 1,
no.
right by the bar?
13.
Why? What a waste!
Down the hall.
What a waste!
I didn't buy the tickets. It wasn't my choice.
Well, whoever did you should punch him in the face.
Damn.
Why would you not watch Batman on the biggest possible, prettiest screen you could have?
Damn.
Instead of going to theater 13, you could have hung a right and gone to theater 1 and watched it way better.
Wow. Now I'm mad.
You should be mad.
I'm upset.
Who bought the tickets?
My buddy.
You don't want to name him.
Well, no,
very
because you're so
protect-
mad. Because you're
very
so mad
protective
about him
of your
now.
buddies on this podcast.
TJ.
TJ, you piece of shit. Get your life together. Literally, no cost difference. Maybe $2, but that's it.
Yeah.
But you can't talk to him. You went and saw it at a small ass theater too.
No, it was a super screen.
Yeah, but that's not an ultra screen. He saw it at a super screen too.
You and your size and pixel matters and
They do
4K
matter, Tim.
4K.
I'm upset. I'm upset that I
He
was
didn't
ripped
know
off.
He was robbed. He didn't
Yeah.
know he was robbed. Anyway, we just saw Batman. Tim actually just came from the theater
like less than
He
an
just
hour
came.
ago.
while watching the movie. Tim was at the movie. We even started doing this like because he's like at the movie and he drove here. Let's just start off right off the bat. I did want to talk because I was very concerned about you, Tim. So this is a 3-hour movie. How many times did you get up to go pee?
Zero.
Whoa!
Zero.
Were you pee?
You better never take a piss break in this podcast ever again.
My pants are very wet.
I was about to say that the cup that you have is just full of piss, but I saw you drink out of it. So
That's how you prevent
Recycling.
COVID now.
But I do want to talk about that. So obviously, the Batman was a 3-hour film. Do you
Yeah.
guys think they should have intermissions in movie theaters, like a 5-minute break?
I wouldn't mind. I don't think it'd be upsetting.
Normally,
Either
like,
that or urinal right in front of me. That'd be
normally
great.
I wouldn't. Weird. That'd be so distracting. All these drunk guys just peeing on. Normally, I wouldn't. I would be like, absolutely no. I don't want an intermission. I don't want you to break immersion for me. But with the modernization of movie theaters, where you can get food and you can get. I mean, our movie theaters give out 32-ounce beers.
Mm-hmm.
By the hour and a half mark, I have to pee like a mother.
Yeah.
That's
So
what helped me out.
I would be, I guess, accepting of an intermission installation within the movie theater system.
Yeah.
But I feel like there had to be like a certain time amount.
Yeah, so if a movie is 2 hours and 50 minutes or above, there should be
2 hours 50 minutes.
2 hours
Such
and 50
a
minutes
weird-
and above. But because the Batman was 2:56, I don't
Yeah.
know,
Right.
that I could have used a pee break.
My ass was getting a little tired.
So I think they should have a 5-minute intermission halfway through the film.
Yeah. I don't know.
Also,
It'd be great. It'd be helpful, but at the same time, I mean, I made it today, but I didn't have beer. I just had soda and popcorn absorbed all of it. So
Nice.
just
Key. So and also too, they need to. The theaters need to do something about trailers. Because I love watching the previews at the movie theaters. I love seeing all the cool new movies, that are kind of in the same genre, whatever film I'm watching. But it's always one of my top experiences at the movie theater. I love seeing new trailers. But we're at the point now where the last couple of movies, it's been all of these trailers have either A, been released on YouTube, or B, are trailers to the movie I'm actually seeing, which is
that really confused me.
yeah.
The
I'm
one-
like,
the one-
stop! You're the spoiler. I'm waiting to see this.
It was a DC trailer.
Yeah, but they showed a lot of. They showed a lot
yeah.
of. But they did it with Dune too. When I saw Dune, they had some sort of Dune preview. It was part of the Fox or whatever its studio was, and it's
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? So that really upsets me because, like I said, previews is a huge deal to me. But
Also-
if we're gonna do this, take it out. Just take it out completely.
Since COVID, though, like movie theater etiquette has taken a huge
That's
downturn
what I
too.
was saying.
You think that's COVID? You think it's COVID? What is you? Because my
well,
theater
I
was
think-
great. I went at 3 p.m. on Thursday, like the premiere of the movie. Everybody was really cool in my theater. Everybody was quiet. I mean, I might have been the loudest one eating my popcorn.
No. I totally agree because, well, this time this time was like there was 3 main offenders. One, somebody brought a fucking baby.
Yep.
Who brings a baby to Batman?
They
had-
somehow kept
Because,
it
well,
quiet. They kept it quiet, but there was one really cool.
quiet.
I don't know what it is.
So it's what Sunday? You went at Sunday at 11:30 a.m. correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And so it was. They didn't cry, but there was like this point where it did start to fuss, and I was like, I thought it was in the movie. I was like, oh, this surround sound is really wicked. And no, I walked out. Somebody had a baby. They didn't have it in there. I mean, it's not like maybe they did. That would be the only excuse. Like they had the baby. She had the baby really quietly and was holding it at the end. That would have been the one. I would give them that. That'd be really impressive. But,
Jeez, it's quite a
but
high
other-
bar.
But so yeah, there was a baby in
With
there.
or without an epidural, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, not that big a deal, but things could have went really wrong and ruined something very quickly. So
The
yeah.
fact that it was fussing even once.
Yeah.
That's enough to get your ass out of here. Lady.
No, I had.
I've never hit a woman before. We're pushing it. Okay, this is a movie theater. If you want to have a baby and watch a movie, listen.
I've hit plenty of kids though. I'll punch that
I'll
baby.
punch your baby too. Listen, you make, and we just lost our viewer. If you have children, you have to accept that there are certain sacrifices that come with having children. Like, you cannot take that baby into a movie theater when people are trying to watch a very serious movie.
You have to leave that baby at home unsupervised sometimes. That's a sacrifice that we all
Let the
make.
dog watch it. I
Yeah.
mean, just or the 5-year-old. You know, the big one watches the little one.
Anyway,
So-
what other issues did you guys have with movie etiquette?
Well,
outside the movie? 'Cause
my
you-
screening,
weird.
my screening, I had 2 people that they weren't babies, but they were toddlers with them, and at one
It's a
point,
very violent movie, people.
yeah,
It
and
is
at one
PG-13, isn't it though?
That's only because they withheld on showing blood
Yeah,
because
They
Batman
really
was
did.
beating the shit out of people.
that's very true.
and at one point though, a child, he must have got a corn kernel stuck in his gum, and it was very painful. And mom literally pulled her phone out, turned the flashlight on, and was looking around his fucking mouth.
Oh, that's like 5 things. That are
Dude,
wrong.
I
Oh
was,
my goodness.
yeah,
See,
I
this
was
is-
not happy.
This is why you have to go to the big ultra screen. You have to go to the IMAX because those are serious movies.
Serious
fans.
moviegoers,
yeah.
And they are not going to be bringing stupid kids in with them. and having issues and pulling
Yeah.
out a flashlight. That's
I mean,
crazy.
I get
And I
that
feel
child care is in crisis and whatever, but still,
okay, go see.
leave them in the car.
Yeah.
It's not that hot out. It's not that cold out.
Yeah.
No, and then the other one is this is on the theaters. I think they need to get back. Like if they want people to start coming back to the movie theaters, they need to address this issue. The reclining chairs were making so much noise. It was just the leather farting sound as they rubbed together when people were like moving up and down with their recliners and stuff. Can we get some sort of lubrication on there?
Yeah,
Something to help.
WD-40.
Fucking leather lube.
Yeah, something to get the friction like off because again, people kept like I don't know why they kept adjusting, but yeah, it was just like people taking shits all over the
Okay, so
the movie
so
theater.
again, this is I think this is an issue for you guys because with the ultra screen and the big screen, it's a bigger theater. There's a lot more space, and I've never had that issue.
Okay,
Granted,
you're
most of
victim shaming right now is all I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Like you're just saying you guys are at fault because you didn't go to the big screen.
yeah, I think everything ties back to that.
All right, I had two more. One,
Okay,
the,
let's
the
make
guy
this
on my
quick. We need to
left,
get in the movie.
this is real quick. Guy on my left would not stop going. If I had some Kleenexes, I would throw it in his fucking face. Two.
I was self-conscious about that in like middle school and high school, making
Oh my God.
sniffing too much.
Either he was a fucking coke addict or just a moron. I'm not sure.
Or he had COVID. Let's not. Like, speaking of victim shaming, Tim.
You could just wipe his nose, wipe it on your sleeve, anything. Jesus, just quit doing that. Anyways,
Quit doing it on my podcast, please.
to couples that are apparently newly dating and whatever apparently think their whispers are completely silent and do not give a shit. And I about fucking
What did you hear?
on people on both sides of me. I went, stop.
Wait,
it was
were
driving
they-
me. It was
were
driving
they-
me nuts.
Were they whispering like sweet nothings into each
No,
other's ears?
no. Just like it, just commenting about. I don't know. Just like, yeah, it was driving me nuts, and I was very getting very irritated.
I was ready for like some juicy, like I'm gonna fucking tongue punch your fart box. That's a callback.
I would have let that go if it would have been, but I don't know what it was about. But it was happening too much. It was
Well, I'm
obnoxious.
sorry, that sucks
Too
because
obnoxious
movies aren't cheap nowadays. It's
No.
at least $15 to get
Yeah.
in. You
Oh.
don't want, and that's rude of people to if you're a fan who goes to movies, let's be a little bit considerate. Let's not
Yeah.
bring kids.
We're not-
Let's not be whispering. Don't whip out your flashlight. Let's have some
Yeah.
common courtesy.
Yeah, this isn't, COVID is winding down. People are going out to do stuff. You're not at home by yourself anymore,
Yeah.
taking care of the kids while you're also watching the movies being debuted on HBO Max.
Yeah.
It's no longer that way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Thank you.
And it's not a G-rated movie. Don't bring your baby. Or toddler.
All right, let's dive right into it. The Batman. Gosh, I don't know where to begin. Overall, I thought it was a very good Batman film. Not the best live action Batman film to be put on screen, but I think it was probably top 3 for sure. Granted, there's not if we really go back to it, there's not a lot of competition with the Dark Knight series on Batman films. There's the Michael Keaton Batman, and then you got Val Kilmer and George Clooney, which we try not to talk about. So there's really not. So top. I'm trying to give it praise and saying it's a top 3 Batman film. It's hard to work that out of syntax, but I still really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Let's just start. Let's go right out the bat with Robert Pattinson. I thought he did a very good job. He was very attractive, especially with the shirtless scenes. Those back muscles protruding were looking really good.
compared to Christian Bale, though,
Christian Bale's a freak. No, I'm not
Yeah.
saying he's the best looking Batman. but
yeah,
I'm saying
no, he was not very
think-
attractive.
I think
I thought he was attractive.
I think face word wise, he's more attractive than Christian Bale. Actually, I think.
Face structure, yeah.
I disagree with
so.
that too.
I don't know.
Christian Bale's a little more pointy.
I
I'm
don't
into
know.
it.
See, I'm more of a soft face guy, so Pattinson has me there. But let's talk about. So I think the biggest difference with Robert Pattinson's Batman, which just has more to do with writing than Pattinson himself, but his Bruce Wayne was very different. Bruce Wayne.
It was terrible. There was no Bruce Wayne.
No, well, so okay. I think you're being unfair because you can't. It's a different variation. I think it's okay for these movies to take liberties with their styles of characters. And
Right, we could just eliminate Bruce Wayne. That's totally fine. It's
because in the comics,
It's artistic interpretation.
In comics and traditionally, Bruce Wayne he's a playboy. He's a billionaire. He's just it's his disguise. It's
More eccentric.
It's Batman's disguise. He's outgoing. He just loves money and women and all this stuff, just to take the spotlight, to make anybody think there's no way that he could be Batman.
See, that's where I think I kind of agree, because they kind of really, unless you were complete, there was no, he didn't really try that many swerves.
There was
to hide his identity.
There was no Batman persona.
Yeah,
there was Batman and that's it. There was no Bruce Wayne persona, because he is Batman and that's it.
Yeah,
like even when he's not in costume, he is Batman.
Well, and that's what I loved about Christian Bale's interpretation of it, is because when he was Bruce Wayne, he didn't want to be Bruce Wayne. He wanted to be Batman. And it felt like there was that struggle of like, I have to be Bruce Wayne, but I want to be out there being Batman. Whereas like Robert Pattinson, I'm just Batman. And he doesn't even change his voice. So it's just like, I'm just Batman. I'm just Bruce Wayne.
I'm angry.
Yeah, and I don't know.
I am vengeance.
I understand the point. I guess I understand.
And I think, and my this will be the last thing. My last disappointment with Robert Pattinson's Batman is his lack of physical appearance. And I get it. He was trying to be all woke about body shaming or whatever, and he told them no when they asked him to work out for it.
Is that true?
Yeah. But it's a discredit to the character of Batman and Bruce Wayne, where he wanted to like become as powerful as possible, that the human body can be like pushed to. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I was really disappointed. So the back protruding muscles. What back protruding muscles? You look like a pussy.
I was attracted. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, I understand your I guess your hesitation there.
Gripe.
Your gripe, yeah. But I just enjoyed seeing something a little bit different, because even Michael Keaton did the billionaire persona as well. I don't think George Clooney nor Val Kilmer had the capabilities of doing that. But we can even point out to Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy did a fantastic job as well, alternating his characters. I thought it was a fresh perspective, and I for the Gotham and the story they set up, I thought it was okay that they did it this way. I mean, he was kind of a recluse anyway.
I did like his Batman though. I did.
Let's dive right into his Batman. Yeah, and again, I think Robert Pattinson was I don't think he stood out as an actor for this role. I think he just portrayed it perfectly, what the writing was meant to be. But yeah, his Batman was it was a young Batman who was a little bit inexperienced, but who also was really trying to drive the idea of fear into criminals. And they did that amazing. His performance was great. The boots clanking was great. It was the music, which this Batman had some amazing music. It was
easily the best, I think, musical scores for a Batman.
Yeah, with all due respect to Hans Zimmer, this score was incredible.
Well, you had variations of Something in the Way and Ave Maria throughout, and the first time Something in the Way came on, like the kid's face, like Jesus, whoa. That got me. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
because I'm glad they didn't like keep using like other like song or like previously recorded songs from artists and whatever, because that really grinds my gears.
Like
in
Marvel
some
movies.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nah, see, that's that was kind of part of it. They had at least a story for that, but in that one, so I get that. No, it's just in other movies like that they try to make like blockbuster movies. When they used to try and cram as many like songs into them and did that, whatever. I agree. The score was great.
I think. I think also Gotham. They did a really good job of portraying Gotham.
It was beautiful.
There are times. So I think
in a dark, depressing way.
In Batman Begins, I think they did a pretty decent job of portraying Gotham. The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises kind of ended up looking like Chicago and Pittsburgh. Yeah. But I thought this one did a great job of kind of intertwining realism with this kind of dark and really dirty place that most of us probably wouldn't want to be. So I thought it was the character in of itself. Let's get right into the Riddler. Now, I talked to my brother about this a little bit before the movie, and I said, I hope they don't Joker the Riddler, because they have a tendency, and now in DC movies, to just Jokerify any of the villains. And I feel like
How do you mean?
Okay, so they tried to Heath Ledger their villains, I should say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They I mean, Heath Ledger, which I guess is fair. I mean, he portrayed one of the greatest villains of all time, and his interpretation of it was almost flawless. Let's just say it was flawless.
Yeah.
He was incredible. And a lot of times, I mean, you see it kind of with Batman vs Superman with the what's his face who did Lex Luthor. They kind of made him try to see a little more crazy-ish, a little more Jokerish, and I was worried they would do that here with the Riddler, and I think they did to an extent. I still think Paul Dano did a good job.
They pumped it back enough, I think.
And I think that's what it was. They pumped it back enough. There was one issue I had was with the first like news scene where like they showed on the news like this is disturbing. Like, oh, they're literally doing the Heath Ledger bit.
Yeah,
they're literally stealing that. I hated that. The rest of the I guess use of social media and videos and stuff was good, but that one really bothered me. But for the most part, I thought the Riddler was good. They didn't, like I said, they didn't Heath Ledger him too much. But they did find a nice little balance there, being crazy, but also sinister.
But apparently, Paul Dano did drive himself crazy doing it. He got so into it. Is one of the things I saw about it. So he did kind of. He kind of almost.
He almost Heath Ledgered himself.
He almost Heath Ledgered himself.
Too soon.
Please.
Rip.
Well, he made it to the premiere, so I guess that's
good.
one. That's. At least he's doing that. I'd be really sad if my sordid celebrity doppelganger.
I will say, Vince. So you've never seen. So when Tim worked at his corporate job, he couldn't have long hair and he couldn't have facial hair. He had the exact same haircut as Paul Dano did in this movie with no facial hair. I was like, oh my god, that's Tim. It looks just like Tim. It's so funny.
Yeah, it we can't. I don't know. It should have planned this in advance. Had a side by side with the.
Is that why you screened him as Riddler for our screenplay too?
He screened himself.
Oh,
Honestly.
I didn't even. And when I said that I wanted that,
So
I had no idea that he was playing the Riddler in this. I had no idea.
But this is crazy though. So Paul Dano had an issue with it. This is the first time both of you guys know more behind the scenes information than I do.
Wow.
Oh, really?
This is wow.
That's awesome. No, I thought the Riddler also. I thought it was pretty good. To me, he didn't come off as like the super genius Riddler that like he normally is. Like he had like his moments and stuff. For me, it felt more like he would lean more towards the psychopath side.
Yeah, and I've always and that's maybe kind of my issue with it was too, because I always imagined that Edward Nygma and the Riddler, he's more conniving and egotistical than he is crazy.
Yeah, and that's why. Yeah, I didn't get enough of that like the narcissism.
Yeah,
out
this
of
one
him.
definitely just leaned more into the crazy.
Yeah, he was doing crazy and had a goal of exposing Gotham or whatever, and not
And
like just fucking with the Batman, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought that part was really
the
good.
plot. I thought the plot line for the movie was fantastic. I thought it was really well done, and they kind of kept it flowing pretty well.
And it was fun too watching a kind of a detective noir film of
I
Batman.
I loved the scene. Spoiler alert.
Oh my gosh, we never said spoiler.
Oh no.
no.
We haven't said any really spoilers though.
That's true. Okay, from here on out, we are
Yeah.
spoiling everything from the Batman.
Yeah.
All Batman's ever created.
Correct.
Okay.
The scene.
Hold on, give him a minute to
Oh yeah.
fast forward 2 minutes if they need to. All right, go ahead.
So the scene where Jim Gordon and Batman are interrogating the Penguin, and they're doing the back and forth, like where like Jim Gordon will be asking a question and Batman follows it up, kind of like the good cop bad cop thing. That was amazing. I loved that scene. I thought it was super good, and
The chemistry between Robert Pattinson and why am I blanking on his name?
No,
he's phenomenal. He did such a good Jim Gordon, by the way.
Yeah.
Look up faster.
He's
I love him in Westworld.
He's also in Westworld. That's all I.
Jeffrey Wright.
But
Yeah, there we go. Jeffrey
there it
Wright.
is.
Jeffrey Wright and Pattinson's chemistry was very good. I thought Wright was a fantastic Jim Gordon. I loved the scene when they were in the when he was in kind of police custody, and Batman was just about to beat the shit out of every single cop there.
Yeah, it was
and Wright
awesome.
was able to calm him down. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, their chemistry together throughout the whole film, being detectives and also kind of having it was almost like a partner, like it
was almost
a
like
buddy cop movie.
It was like Lethal Weapon-ish is kind of what I was thinking, because
And I loved it. I
his
thought it was
version
great.
of Jim Gordon is very similar. He kind of almost has that look in his face all the time that Danny Glover always had. That's what I was thinking of, but I liked it. It is not near as obviously. Lethal Weapons are kind of cheesy and buddy cop movie, but yeah, I don't know. This was because Batman was just playing detective a lot of the time. Like he wasn't always,
Which I loved.
wasn't always kicking ass.
He
It
is,
was
he is the great detective.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
like that finally kind of getting that because I don't think with the Dark Knight series, I don't think we got a lot of the detective aspect of it. We got much more of just like the superhero.
The gadgets, the,
Yeah.
the act. It was
Yeah.
it was an action
Yeah.
adventure movie. Pretty
and he
much.
didn't have like he kept with the same technology. He didn't keep like having like this new shit just pop up all the time.
Well,
you
because
know,
we didn't
and-
get a
Yeah, or
Fox.
Fox,
Yeah, we didn't get
and-
Fox to
or-
give him cool stuff.
Mhm.
But I like that they kind of had a grounded. He's a younger Bruce Wayne. He doesn't have all the technology yet. He's kind of learning and adapting to the things that he does have. And I thought that was a cool twist on it. I really enjoyed watching that.
Which I also think helped too, because I think the chemistry between the characters of Jim Gordon and Batman, it felt a lot more like I'm trusting you because I have to, sort of thing. Whereas,
it was more mutual.
Yeah,
rather
it-
than just Gordon relying on Batman.
the Dark Knight series, Jim Gordon was like infatuated. It almost felt like he was infatuated with Batman, like
I need you.
yeah, sort of thing. But yeah, this one definitely felt he was still skeptical, but he was like willing to trust him, sort of thing. Which, and again, they did it phenomenally. So
Jeffrey Wright, low-key, was a standout star.
Yeah.
I think of this.
yeah, he did
For sure.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Penguin,
Penguin.
because I think because he was kind of a side
okay.
villain.
So coming into
I got a
this,
gripe for that one though.
Vince. Whoa,
okay.
Mixing it up a little bit. So
Yeah.
Vince, coming into this, we talked about a few
Yeah.
weeks ago. Vince was very upset with the portrayal of the Penguin in the trailers, just because it again it varied a bit from what he was initially in the comics. How do you think it ended up on screen?
I liked it a lot,
So
actually.
I thought it worked out really well in the film.
Yeah, I thought it was great because we didn't get a lot of backstory for the Penguin, which leaves a lot to be interpreted for people who might not.
It was just his mobster gangster nickname was.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And kind of being Falcone's right hand guy, and the makeup and the prosthetics on Colin Farrell's face.
Probably going to win an Oscar for that.
Yeah. Whoever the costume designer, whoever gets that, should have it because that was amazing. You wouldn't even recognize that was Colin Farrell, and Colin Farrell did phenomenal. I thought it was really good. Yeah, you just got like I love gangster movies, mob movies and stuff, and I thought and the direction this film took with the buddy cop Gordon and Batman, and then versus Falcone and the Penguin, but
have control of the kind of the government the
with
local
and then
government.
Riddler trying to unravel it all. It was great. And Penguin, I thought Colin Farrell did actually a really good Penguin, despite not doing the more
Exactly
traditional,
what you wanted.
the traditional one.
So what was your issue with it, Tim?
He wasn't smoking.
There it is.
Okay,
Wasn't
yeah,
smo-
fair
he
enough.
wasn't smoking.
That's cool.
and,
Both
and
smoking to the children,
okay,
Tim.
see,
There were
I
lots of-
don't,
there were
I don't
children
know
in
if
that
that's what.
movie
Yeah, exactly today or with both of ours.
Yeah, I
but-
think you're
but
no. I think you're exact. I didn't even think about that. I think you're exactly right. Put a fat stogie in Colin Farrell's mouth.
Well,
and
it's
it
not
would be
even that.
perfect.
or even have it like in an ashtray ready to go. Like
Yeah, like he didn't have to be active. Like at least like in that scene in the club, it just seemed weird not having like a haze around him. And I don't know if that was their thing. They didn't want to do smoking because they want to get away with that. But I don't know. Every fucking HBO series still has smoking. Netflix, I think, still gets paid by the tobacco industry,
Yeah,
probably. But
I think
but if you're not going to do that, literally the first ad the product placement thing you see in Times Square or whatever, Doers, Scotch or whatever, and like so you gotta do both. I feel
Yeah,
like
I
if you're gonna
think
you
get
flipped
away
me,
with-
Tim.
Yeah.
The Penguin was terrible.
But no, I
A cigar would
I
have
agree.
changed
I
everything.
agree with everything else you guys said. I think he it was an amazing job and a great portrayal. Other than that was a very
that's
small
good.
gripe.
Perfect.
But,
Wait,
you know,
let's. I'm gonna
Would
wrap.
have made it better.
I'm gonna wrap up real quick. We're all gonna shoot off the things that we enjoyed about the film, and then we can get into the critiques a little bit more.
Okay.
Another thing I really liked was Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman.
Yeah.
The sexual tension in that movie. I was erect for at least an hour and a half of the whole movie. Like Zoe Kravitz and Robert Pattinson together. Like I love both of them. Like
The next one better be R.
let's be a little more graphic with our relationship next time, guys, because that was hot. Outside of the sexual attraction and tension that I felt between the two of them, her as an actor I thought was great. Her portrayal of Catwoman was really good. I liked kind of she had her own little partnership with Batman too. That's the cool thing about this Batman is he isn't working alone. He actually is. He needs help from Jim Gordon. He needs help from Catwoman. But I thought they played off each other really well, and by the end I was cheering for both of them to get together. Like, let's turn this movie into a romance movie. Like, let's sail off into the sunset and get married. Like, I was all for that. But yeah, I thought she
tried.
She did a great job of portraying her character. Kind of the pain that she struggled through, with her father, and kind of where
a twist too.
Where
I
she
love
lived
that.
out
That
as
was
a society. That was weird too. That was a huge liberty. Which
yeah, I liked it. I liked that kind of
with
thing.
her
though.
being Falcone's daughter, that was huge. Let's see. Another thing I thought the movie did really well. I think it did a really good job on hitting on the emotional points, especially at the end there. I thought it was amazing. Seeing him, the same kid who we saw at the beginning of the movie with his dad killed, when he pulled him out of the water. I was like, oh my heart. He's literally saving himself right there. Like that is like a perfect, a metaphorical, beautiful illustration of him, coming to terms with it's not just about vengeance. He is literally becoming the hero by saving himself. I thought it was absolutely beautiful, and I was sitting there like getting teared up and stuff.
Also, there's the cinematography in general for this film was fantastic. I thought they did really good.
It was very consistent, very good.
Yeah, the only scene that did make
10
me
10 seconds of daylight in the whole entire thing.
Yeah, the only scene that did make me laugh a bit, and kind of that whole kind of arc, was the car chase, because I mean, dozens of people died in that car chase.
Oh, yeah.
And Batman didn't give a shit. He just I caught Penguin, and then
he didn't have any rearview mirrors in his car. That's what I said.
yeah. And then those people were burning alive. They were screaming. But they had to kind of focus the music for that scene, so you couldn't hear the screams of agony as people burn alive.
He was whispering, "Sorry."
Yeah. But then it made me laugh a little out loud in the theater when Penguin hanging upside down, like just kind of helpless, was great. I loved that. That didn't make me laugh. It was when Batman just kind of kneeled down. It was upside down. I was like,
next to him.
I was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
I thought that was funny. I
didn't like it. Yeah. I didn't like that it was funny. I wanted something more.
I have some more gripes about that too. I'll finish up what I like. I did like the Batmobile. I thought the Batmobile was really cool.
I love the
I
Batmobile.
initially didn't like it when I saw the first images and stuff. I was like, that's kind of lame, muscle car-y kind of stuff. The way they had it played out in the movie, it was really cool. I loved watching it.
It was like a Mad Max Corvette.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
pretty sweet.
and when it seems like this Batman was very much a classic car guy, because I mean he rolled up to the funeral
in a classic
Corvette.
Yeah,
in an old Corvette, and it was awesome. I was like, oh, and it was just this black Corvette. I was like, because that's not a typical color for that year either, and I was like, that's badass. So I love the cars in this movie.
Yeah, the cars were great. I thought Alfred was good.
I love
Andy Serkis did a good job. I thought their relationship was good.
I thought the captain.
So
I really thought the
I was
captain.
convinced they actually killed him. I was like, you sons of bitches.
But apparently bombs to the face in this movie.
No problem.
No problem.
That worked out though well, and this is another praise for the movie I thought too, because you know how I am. I'm a big fight the system, let's rebel, let's tear it all down. So I was like, I can sympathize with the Riddler a bit, and I'm all for this whole every single rich political figure is straight up just an asshole, evil, they deserve to die. I was kind of like, I was cool with that. But they also did, I thought, a really good job and a really beautiful job of showing the diversity in it. So when Batman was upset that, he found out that his dad, his dad worked and met up with, Falcone to have this like, oh my, so it's true. Every rich white guy who's in the political system is awful. They're terrible. But then they showed it with Andy Serkis, and it's like, listen, man, like, not everybody's black and white. Like, your father was still a good man. He was still a philanthropist. Help me.
Philanthropist.
He was still a good guy, and he made a mistake. And it's like that really brought in the whole human kind of experiments and human element to the story, which you don't get. Like, you didn't get it in the Joker. You don't get it in a lot of movies today. They're kind of anti-system because, like I said, I'm all for anti. But I thought this did a great job in showing kind of the duality and that life's not black and white. There are gray areas. Sometimes people do bad things. They make mistakes. That doesn't necessarily discredit who they are as a person.
And their intention, and like his intention wasn't necessarily that.
Yeah, it wasn't. He never wanted somebody to die.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was a really cool. Yeah. We didn't just say, the man's bad, Yeah. They did a good job of showing the duality of what it means to be human, and I really love that. The ending was great. Do you guys like the motorcycles?
They were fine.
Yeah,
I like
nothing over the top either.
Well, yeah, it was definitely more practical for what they were doing, I guess.
But the Dark Knight motorcycles.
Yeah, that's
cool.
still pretty fucking badass.
So cool.
But the one at the it wasn't because one at the end wasn't
had like the little bat.
Yeah,
ears
that was a
on it.
little
I
bit.
thought that was cool.
A little bit beefier.
Yeah.
And he had more Batman-esque, and the other ones just seemed like normal. They were just he was
And-
just
and
riding
like we were
around on
saying,
like
this is-
Kawasaki's and shit. But
Yeah, and like we were saying, this is kind of like an early Batman, right?
Mhm.
Like he's only been doing it for like 2 years, I think,
Yep.
is kind of the idea.
uh,
And so kind of seeing, because he's I love that scene in the beginning where the Batmobile is actually under a tarp at first, and the
Yeah.
engine's kind of like all torn apart. He's been working on it,
Yeah.
sort of thing. And then the motorcycle he's originally driving doesn't have the Batman cowl on it, and then finally at the end it has kind of the bat ears on it and stuff. I loved the kind of progression of everything too.
Yeah, this movie had a lot of great progression. The way like he'd use different ways to infiltrate the club and stuff. That was cool. I thought the action was great. All the fighting scenes were great. I did love the car chase. And I thought it ended really well. It set up kind of a, I guess it could end as it is, or we could have a sequel too. So,
yeah.
Anything else you guys want to add to the good things that we did?
I mean, I was just gonna go back to. I think the balance of action and detective really was because he didn't like get totally ass tired from just everybody beating the shit out of each other and him getting thrown around like a rag doll and almost dying like every 10 minutes. So that gets a little bit tiring. But there was always him like investigating this and that and figuring out the codes. And the Zodiacness of the
ciphers
the
and stuff.
the Riddler. It was the Zodiac Riddler, I think, is
and that's
with
the
the- with
He
all
did,
inspiration
those
Matt,
kind of
Matt
from
Reeves
it.
did say he was.
yeah.
He
Mhm.
took
I
that as
like that. I
inspiration.
like that part of it, and
And I love seeing Alfred too,
yeah.
kind of using his war experience, like his veteran, like in working in ops and stuff.
Yeah, he loved.
Yeah.
You tell he actually loved it. Like,
Yeah,
Andy
he was,
Serkis
like-
was fascinated by it. He was all into
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So I really like that side of, because we didn't get I mean, we had some of it from Alfred in the Dark Knight series, more of his like medical kind of side of it though, like him being able to treat wounds and stuff.
And it's like I guess
And-
emotional support.
yeah,
Right.
and then by that time, that Alfred was just totally ass tired of,
Michael Caine was
of trying
Yeah.
to, just trying to like keep him together. Like,
yeah,
God damn it, man! Why do you keep doing this?
yeah. No, but it was
of a
cool.
tangerine. Sorry. I love Michael Caine.
He was phenomenal. Still the best Alfred, but
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know.
Can I do,
I'm not.
can I do a serious sidebar here real quick?
okay.
Sorry. So I was watching Batman and Robin from 1997 with my girls last night.
Okay.
Because they knew I went and saw Batman, so they
Let's
wanted to
kick
watch
some
Batman. So I
ice.
was like, yeah, I'll watch a corny kid one. And going back through it, everybody knows it's a terrible movie. Everything, the writing was bad, cheesy, all this stuff. And then right in the middle of it, do you remember the movie at all?
No.
So there's the worst part about the whole thing is Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne's like corny bickering. Like why can't it be Batman and or Robin and Batman, not Batman and Robin? Like that whole thing. And so that was all happening. So Robin had just said that Bruce was he's too controlling. So George Clooney, Bruce Wayne, goes to Alfred, and he's like, hey, do you think I'm too controlling sometimes? And that old ass Alfred, the dude who acted him, had to have been 100 years old at that point. But
He's dead now, I'm sure.
Yeah, I knew he died like immediately after the movie. But he went into this monologue about how Bruce was using his trauma as a child to now control every aspect of his life in order to prevent himself from feeling the loss that he did from his parents. I'm like, what the? This is like a beautifully written, like super really good monologue in the middle of this super shitty movie. And they were saying, I'm like, look at my kids, like, are you guys listening to this? Like, this is
You guys should be paying attention.
this writing is incredible.
drawing.
This writing is incredible, and then the rest of the movie is just absolutely abysmal. It's a joke, but there's this little chunk in the middle of it. I was like, I can't believe it. It's hilarious. Okay, sorry. Anyway, yeah, boom.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
I don't know. I
Michael
don't know
Caine
what
was
else-
best Alfred.
Yeah. Back to just reminiscing about the old ones. I think it was a Michael Keaton one. When I watched it when I was little, I'm pretty sure I thought the whole entire point of the movie was Batman overcoming his fear of bats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's like, there was a scene. I think it's one of the later Michael Keaton one where it's like opening scene and like he's like getting chased by bats, and that I thought that was the whole point of it. And like at the end, he was like fine with bats. I was like, oh, that's what Batman's all about. When I was little and stupid, so. But I mean,
talk down to yourself, Tim.
although with those movies that could have been the premise. I'm not sure. But
So now
Wait,
critiques.
you guys never talk like so you don't talk about
Bruno.
yeah
It's
Ben
a kid, It's a
Affleck?
kid thing.
Ben Affleck.
What about Ben Affleck?
Yeah, you guys never brought up him as a Batman. You
I
don't
thought
talk
Bruce
about
Wayne.
that.
I thought Bruce. All right. I thought Ben Affleck actually was a really good Bruce Wayne, and especially
I
because
never watched any.
we
of
did
them,
get
so-
it. We did get a scene in Batman vs Superman where we got a little bit of him doing some detective work as Bruce Wayne. So he was talking to Alfred on the mic, and he was kind of in kind of Batman zone. And then somebody came around the corner, and Ben Affleck did a fantastic. He switched to Bruce Wayne. It was like acting drunk and shit. Yeah, it's hard to judge Ben Affleck with everybody else because he didn't really get a fair shot. He never got his own movie. He was kind of thrust into a Superman story kind of,
yeah,
and so the
that's
writing
true.
never. There was a lot of. I thought there was a lot of great things about his Batman and his Bruce Wayne. We just never really got to see it fleshed out as much as these characters. In which it's funny because Ben Affleck was actually supposed to direct and star in this movie. Things with WB didn't work out. He dropped out, and they brought in Matt Reeves, who ended up rewriting the whole script and everything. But I don't want to take anything away from Ben Affleck because, to my shock at the time, he actually did a really great portrayal of both Batman and Ben Affleck. I thought.
And I agree. Yeah. It also is like it's a different Batman. He's
Okay.
older.
Yeah, he's an aged.
And
he had lost. They made it very evident that his Robin died
yeah.
at that point. So he was a little more brutal. He was a little more, I guess, pessimistic, cynical against the world. So I thought what they had going with him was great. He just deserved his own movie, I think, to explore all that stuff, which he didn't get. So it's
I would love to see. This is the longest sidebar that we're ever doing, but I would really like to see a Batman Beyond movie, like a live action one of
with
Bruce
Ben
Wayne
Affleck as the older Bruce.
and I
would be down
as
for that.
old
I think
Bruce,
he has
Kane and everything.
He has
and,
the physique and the look. He'd be a.
I think he'd be great. Yeah, and then trying to I don't know who we could cast as
Robert Pattinson.
No,
Timothée Chalamet would be a good Batman Beyond.
who?
The guy from Dune, the main kid.
Yeah.
Oh
Paul.
yeah, I'd be down.
Give him a nice little haircut, maybe put on some muscle. I think he'd be a great
Yeah,
Batman.
unless he
Beyond
gets talked to by Robert Pattinson. Like, you don't have to do that, man. They can't control what your body looks like.
guy. Is that real?
Well-
Come on.
Look it up.
I don't know.
I think
but
everybody should.
But he's,
Well, because Ben Affleck did the same thing. Ben Affleck did put in the dedication that Christian Bale did to bulking up.
And he did great. And he did great.
yeah, well, I don't know.
All right, I have a few critiques of this movie I want to get to before we run out of
Okay.
time. The gliding suit was the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen.
But it was
Those-
more realistic, I think.
No, it's not real.
as-
Those flying gliding suits have not been popular or cool since the year 2009, and for them to try to instill that into this movie, it's like, hey, buddy, you're 12 years too late.
they
Those
made-
things are stupid.
They made it more what it would actually take to do a flying suit because
Stupid.
they're more like that.
I want a
and
fake
not
flying suit before you ever give me that bullshit
because
squirrel flying suit.
the
again.
whole
I hated
that's
that
that's
part.
the only way it would work. That was more realistic.
No,
I
it was
think.
stupid. I hate that part.
Okay, fine.
Also, like I said, I thought the Riddler ended up being okay. There were just certain parts of it where I thought they were trying to be Heath Ledger too much. I said that earlier. So that was my other issue. In marketing is another issue because I thought the chase scene, outside of people dying and burning fires, as Vince alluded to, I thought the chase scene was really awesome and it was really fun and it was really dramatic. But the trailers pretty much spoiled the ending of that entire scene, and it kind of took me out of it for a minute because it's like all the stakes were gone for me because I know like not I mean we all kind of assumed it's going to end with Batman catching him, but we knew exactly how it was going to end to a T because of the commercials, and that really took me out of the moment of this really awesome car chase scene. So I was very upset about that.
Alright.
And I
I
think that's
get
it
it.
for my critiques.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, my biggest critique is the lack of effort put in by Robert Pattinson to look the role.
To look even sexier.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
Also, wasn't it kind of creepy that he was like spying on Catwoman, Selena Kyle getting undressed? Was I the only one who felt weird there? Like he was watching the binoculars, and I zoomed over to her, and she started getting undressed, and he just didn't move away. He just kept watching. I was like, that's kind of creepy.
it's definitely creepy. But Batman
Cancel
is also,
Batman.
yeah.
Cancel
Well, Batman is also
I'm not
just
saying cancel. It was just kind of a weird thing to focus on as a filmmaker. I mean, granted, we all
We
don't
wanted
get
to see it.
Yeah, we want to see
Yeah.
it.
Another critique of mine is that I think Selena Kyle's character didn't get enough screen time, especially for being a 3-hour film. I didn't think that Catwoman got as much screen time as she
And
deserved.
she was so good too.
Yeah.
She easily could have gotten all of the screen time.
yeah,
Well-
yeah, for sure.
Was there a scene without the Batman? Like, except for
Not really. I mean,
I
yeah,
mean,
just
he was
when
pretty
she
much
when
every.
she was in the club, we had kind of his voice.
Yeah,
here,
which is
but
still
he
him.
wasn't- he
Still,
wasn't-
but
yeah.
this is
and they
very,
would still
very,
cut to him, you know.
Yeah, this is very.
Well, the movie is called The Batman.
It is
Yeah.
called the Batman. It makes sense, but I think
Yeah.
I think that's other people have said that it's like it's all Batman all the time, and I don't know if that was a really I did not like that part of it. I guess.
Oh,
but-
I have one more critique. Can I rewind it back to myself real quick?
Of course, Tyler.
Whoever did the whoever did the Joker
Were we to
needs
say
to be
no?
fired. His laugh was so
Oh,
fucking stupid.
I was getting there.
I was so
You son of a bitch.
Was
He
that the
started
Joker?
yeah, he started
I,
laughing,
wa-
and I'm
oh,
like,
I wasn't
oh
sure
my-
if that was.
Yeah, that was clearly, it was
Yeah.
clearly
Who
the
would you
Joker.
think it was?
Well,
He thought it was
well,
Bane.
not. No. I just
Because
since
my
it's
friend
late-
that was
it's
with
later,
me he thought it might have been Two-Face because of
That's-
how his face is all
that's-
disfigured.
But it was the
what I
laugh,
thought-
though.
Yeah, and I was like, that's the dead
And
giveaway.
that laugh was awful. Like I
God
actually
awful.
got angry when he started.
We had
laughing.
better recordings of
Which-
the Joker laugh. Oh,
That's a massive spoiler.
what? Oh,
Oh.
I didn't know we were saving that for anything. We've been alluding to it this whole time.
I've never told anybody there's a Joker laugh, not on air.
Oh, okay.
So I will be editing.
For all of our viewers.
It's
watching.
literally the ending for our skit.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I didn't know what you were talking about until you just said it. So
Our listeners are smart, okay? They would have figured it out. But anyway, his yeah, the Joker's laugh was just terrible, and
It was bad.
yeah, anybody could do a better laugh than that.
Yeah.
So that was just one. Okay, go ahead. You guys, you can finish with your critiques.
Yeah, I mean, that pretty much kind of sums it up. I didn't like the fact that we didn't get a Bruce Wayne in this, or the Bruce Wayne in this one just didn't feel like Bruce Wayne. I don't know.
It was an extension of Batman. There was really no attempt
Yeah,
at having
there
a
was
dual
no
persona.
Yeah, there was no difference between the two, and which I get it. Or they wanted to go a different route, but I didn't like it. Riddler was fine. I just wish he was came off more like the super genius that thinks he's better than everybody. Didn't feel like we got a lot of that. Wanted more Catwoman, and then the Joker sucked. So
Do you have anything besides the Penguin smoking? Which is a huge gripe, which I'm glad you pointed
Yeah,
out.
that
because
was-
that's a great catch.
I missed it. Yeah.
yeah.
We're not as passionate about smoking as you are.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not even that. It's just I don't
No,
know.
it would have been. It was perfect for his character to have a fat cigar with him at all times.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, I think you guys kind of hit it. There was one thing that I wanted to, I thought this was the least amount of Well, I guess the Dark Knight series wasn't really cartoony. Well, there's a couple parts of it. I think this is the least cartoonish. There wasn't any. This was pretty real. I think more took a little bit from the Joaquin Phoenix Joker with that grittiness and everything, and there wasn't anything like majorly cartoony because the Dark Knight isn't cartoonish, but the technology almost like made it that way, and this one I think
It was.
just
I would say
low-key
not
enough
cartoonish.
that-
It was more. I guess a fantasy. It was more. Comic,
Yeah.
It was more comic booky. I think.
Yeah, this was definitely more.
This was definitely a lot more grounded in realism. Which,
Yeah.
granted, the Dark Knight was, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So
Is
I
that
don't
a
know.
critique or is that a good
I
thing?
don't know. I guess it's like because
I thought they were
it was
consistent with it. It worked. It worked for what it was. I
yeah, it was more of a detective noir than a. I mean, just your regular.
And that was a lot of
superhero
fun to
movie, I
watch.
think.
I give all the
yeah.
credit for the writing and everything for the
Mhm.
way the plot unfolded for that. So let's go ahead and rank it. I mean, I don't think this surpasses The Dark Knight. I still think. I mean, I was even thinking. I forgot that I made The Dark Knight my greatest film of all time, which I still don't think it is. But I still do. I think The Dark Knight was a better Batman movie than this. I think this is right on par. I think this is probably tied with. I'm gonna have to go back and watch Batman Begins.
It's definitely better than Batman Begins. I think
Yeah, I think Batman Begins was a really good movie.
it is, but I think it's. I mean, they both kind of. Or this one starts off a little bit. I don't know. I think it gets into it a little bit better on this one. I think Batman Begins starts off slow for me. It always seems to put me to sleep every time I try to rewatch
Yeah,
it.
because I mean they really dive into the whole
Yeah.
orientation and
Mhm.
becoming Batman. Either way, I'd say it's probably the second or
I
third.
thought you were giving me a death stare.
I'm saying
okay.
it's-
I respect it.
I think it's probably the second or third best live action Batman movie. I think I can I feel confident in saying that.
Yeah, Dark Knight.
I think it's better than The Dark Knight Rises, though. I
Yeah.
love The Dark Knight Rises, but I think this is a better movie.
Yeah, I would, and I think so too. Just better. The flow of the movie, I think,
The flow of
worked
the
a
movie's
lot better.
great, and the story of this was. I thought everything this movie wanted to be, it did it, and it did it very well.
Yeah, I just think The Dark Knight had so many better character arcs that actually like, kind of wrapped up into everything like that too. Obviously, we have just the best, one of the best villains ever portrayed on screen. There, which is that's just not even fair for any Batman film ever in the future.
Well, and that's why I thought it was weird too that they would take Paul Dano in kind of that more crazy direction, because it's like you're not no matter what, you're not going to top Heath Ledger. You're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
So let's maybe try to make our own thing. And I like that what they did with him. I just, like I said, he was a little more crazy than I like to picture my Riddler being.
So you might have to edit this out. I don't know, because this is the feel I got from it, was that especially like at the end when his plan was finally kind of thwarted, is that he kind of just, instead of being like which I guess like a lot of people on the spectrum are usually very intelligent, they just don't have very good social cues, but his outburst was just, it seemed very autistic to me. Was at the end when he when he saw that Batman was saving people, he's just like, and he would just lose it, and he just like lost it. It felt more like,
I don't think I need to edit that. I don't think you said
I don't. Yeah. I'm not trying to. This isn't like it's not a joke. It literally felt like it was just a person with that didn't have the social cues to understand like how to react to failing. But even if it is, I don't know. It was just I just wish he would came off more intelligent.
Yeah,
like he was obviously very smart. We saw the ciphers.
And I do like that he did best Batman a little bit with his riddles. Like,
yeah.
He's like, wait, I thought we were working together. He's like,
Yeah.
I was telling you, you did everything I told you to do. How
Right.
did you not know?
Yeah.
And one last thing that I loved about it too is I love that Bruce Wayne didn't understand that the murder weapon was one of the carpet tuckers.
Yeah.
That was
Because
cool.
He's just a billionaire.
Yeah.
There's no way that he would know what that is.
Oh, and
I
so-
thought that was great.
Also, one last critique.
One last
One last
one
critique.
last thing. One last
Okay, Selena Kyle, she talked about screwing over all the white privileged CEOs or whatever, and then immediately starts making out with Batman, and I was like, that's the white privilege that I want. I want that white privilege where I get to make out with.
I feel is it like a requirement to
Zoe
say
Kravitz.
I mean, okay, this is kind of weird, but
Let's hear it, Tim. I love weird.
It's not weird, I guess. Just it's the second, or I just watched another newer movie that mentions white privilege. So is that something that has to be mentioned like by law now in a movie? Like has to be acknowledged?
Whoa, Tim!
I don't
Whoa, that's a very
It sounds
right-leaning.
it sounds very Fox Newsy, but it
was.
But
No,
they're
listen,
they're
listen,
both.
no.
But it seemed
Tim, you
that
can't-
one was less clumsily placed than it was in Free Guy. Which is
But
the
Tim,
other
you
one that I
can't
keep-
listen. We all Hollywood panders to Tim's ideologies, and they will do it shamelessly in anything. Always, they've always done it. I mean, that's literally what the Oscars are: is them pandering to that kind of thing. I didn't have an issue with that.
No, I
thought
don't
it
have
was
an
fine
issue
in the
with.
movie,
I don't
and-
have an issue with it. It was just the last newest movie I watched had a clumsily placed line in it that mentioned white.
Yeah,
white
it's
privilege.
all the
It was
what it
yeah.
is people with white privilege deflecting from themselves in their art. So
Did you guys watch the credits?
I'm actually against.
I got
I'm
it.
now against post-credit scenes.
I didn't ask about post credit. I asked, did you?
There
watch
was
the
a
credits?
scene.
There was
Kind
like
of.
a question mark.
Yeah, it was just the Riddler question mark.
Anytime the credits hit, I just
Okay.
leave.
I
let my brother tell me. about
had to
everything.
pee. I really had to pee. I did not
I'm surprised.
care.
I'm
Okay.
surprised he's lasted this long.
I
So
know.
I had to. I don't know why, but I was watching the credits, and one of the funniest things I saw, which then I went home and researched this. And Tyler, you're very into film and cinematography and stuff. Do you know what a best boy is?
No, it's news to me. I'm
Dude.
not that into it apparently.
Holy cow! So I was watching the credits, and it came to electrical best boy, And I was like, and then it had a name. I don't remember the name. I'm sorry
I
for you. You deserve all the credit.
I want to be electrical best boy. That
yeah.
sounds awesome.
So yeah, it was just.
Is that like a rank? Like
kind of?
Like
You're
master,
basically
like Master Chief of electrical, or what?
It was just it's just a super funny name. But when I did my research, it kind of means you're the bitch of like the lighting and engineering kind of people.
I'm excited for the
You
movie.
hold the piss bucket.
No, you're holding lights and stuff.
I'm excited.
And a guy yells at you, "No, that's wrong."
I'm excited for
It's
the
Tyler.
movie that just says lighting bitch.
Yeah.
Puts that on the credits.
Nope, it's best boy, which is very sexist. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, women should be. They should be able to be a best girl too.
Yeah,
Maybe-
best
maybe,
they.
Maybe because it was. Yeah. Let's not even.
Best they
Let's not
them.
even put a title on it. There.
Yeah.
Well, that's our Batman review, guys. If for some reason you haven't watched it yet, again, as we say with all of our spoiler review episodes, if
We
you
say
haven't watched it
it's-
yet, go watch it. Please.
Yeah, we say spoiler alerts at the end of the podcast. So
Yeah.
And even if you were spoiled from it, go watch it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we didn't really. I mean, the whole detective thing was
3 hours.
Yeah, there's a lot in there. So.
Yeah. And it didn't feel like it was too long. That's the last thing.
Oh, also, can I call somebody out on the YouTube real quick?
Sure.
Maybe they came in late or something, but
Did
the
we get a
YouTube
comment?
username You Know the Deal commented, "Could a 3-hour movie maybe have a piss break intermission? Just saying."
We said that earlier.
Yeah, we talked about that. Pay attention.
But he maybe
he
came
jumped
in too late.
so maybe I shouldn't be yelling at him. But
These
No,
who
that
are
is
these,
his fault. Why are
who
you?
are these randos we keep getting?
I don't care. Bring
It's
all of
trending.